Carbohydrates? Man, are they the most debated, demonized, and defended nutrient out there or what? But here's a thought. What if the whole debate is just asking the wrong question? What if the real story isn't about if we should eat carbs, but which carbs we should be eating? Let's find out. I mean, think about it. You've totally been there, right? You have a big bowl of oatmeal and you feel awesome, full, focused for hours. But then you have a bowl of sugary cereal, and an hour later you're crashing hard and hunting for another snack. They're both carbs, so what gives? That's the mystery we're cracking open today. All right, to figure this out, we're going to follow two different kinds of carbs on a journey through the body. In one corner, we've got our plant based carb, the humble lentil. And in the other corner, we have the processed carb, represented by simple white flour. And let me tell you, their journeys could not be more different right from the very beginning. So, where does that difference begin? Well, honestly, before these carbs even hit your plate, their fates are pretty much sealed by their basic structure. It really is all about the blueprint, the actual architecture of the food itself. And the key concept here, the hero of our story really, is something called the food matrix. It's the perfect name for it. Think of it like nature's own high security vault. All the good stuff, the energy, the nutrients, it's all locked away inside these sturdy cell walls, protected by layers of fiber and other cool plant compounds. And this is exactly where the paths of our two carbs split. Our little lentil, its food matrix is perfectly intact. It's got strong cell walls, it's loaded with fiber, and it's packed with all those healthy phytochemicals. But our white flour, its matrix has been, well, completely obliterated. The fiber's been stripped, the cell walls demolished, those protective compounds are long gone. And don't just take my word for it, the research is clear. This intact matrix isn't just for looks, it's a physical barrier. It literally forces your body to work harder and take its time to get to the energy locked inside. That fortress has to be carefully dismantled piece by piece. Okay, so this huge structural difference, it creates a massive difference in digestion. So what actually happens when your body tries to get the energy from our two contenders? To really get this, we need to talk about the glycemic index, or GI for short. The easiest way to think about it is like a speed rating for carbs. A high GI means a food dumps sugar into your bloodstream super fast. A low GI, that's a nice, slow, steady release. And wow, this chart says it all, doesn't it? Just look at that difference. Our lentils have a super low GI of 32. Even whole oats are pretty moderate at 55. But white bread, made from that processed flour, is way up there at 75. That is more than double the speed of the lentils. And that structural difference we just saw, that's the reason why. And this brings us right back to our original question. That low GI from the oatmeal or lentils, that's what gives you that awesome, sustained, steady energy. Meanwhile, the high GI from the processed stuff causes a massive sugar spike, which is always followed by that awful energy crash, leaving you tired and hungry all over again. But wait, the story doesn't end there, not by a long shot. See, not all parts of a carbohydrate get digested right away. For our plant-based carb, the journey continues. And this next part is absolutely fascinating. So what happens to all those tough, fibrous parts of the plant that our own body can't break down? Do they just pass on through? Nope. They have a super important job to do. This is where your gut microbiome enters the chat. All that undigested fiber from our lentil makes its way down to the colon. And down there, it becomes an absolute feast for trillions of your good gut bacteria. As they munch on and ferment this fiber, they produce these amazing compounds called short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. And let me tell you, these SCFAs are total rock stars for your health. They help reduce inflammation, they improve how your body handles insulin, they support your immune system, they even help you feel full and regulate your appetite. And this is all a direct result of feeding your gut the right stuff. And our processed carb? Well, since it was stripped of all its fiber, it has pretty much nothing to offer your little microbial buddies. It's a huge missed opportunity to create all those beneficial SCFAs. You're basically starving the good guys in your gut. So what's the big picture here? What's the long-term impact of all this? Well, these daily choices, the blood sugar roller coasters, the feeding or starving of our gut microbes, They don't just affect how we feel today. They add up day after day, connecting the dots from a single meal all the way to our long-term health. This scorecard really just sums it all up, doesn't it? Plant-based carbs lower disease risk, they keep you feeling full, they promote a healthy gut, and they keep your blood sugar stable. On the flip side, processed carbs are linked to higher disease risk, they don't keep you full, they can harm your gut health, and they cause those damaging blood sugar spikes. It's a pretty clear picture, and here's why this is so important, why it matters on a huge scale. Get this, a staggering 19 out of 20 Americans are not getting enough fiber. That's the very thing in plant-based carbs that drives so many of these benefits. This isn't some small niche issue. It's a massive public health problem hiding in plain sight. And, you know, the scientific consensus on this is crystal clear. The evidence consistently, again and again, points in one direction. Diets built around whole, minimally processed carbs are a cornerstone of good metabolic health and preventing disease. Okay? So after all that science, what is the big takeaway? What does this mean for you when you're looking at your plate? It really comes down to the simple but powerful idea. The goal isn't to be afraid of carbs or to avoid them completely, it's to understand them, to know your carbs. Because it's the source of the carbs and the integrity of its structure, that amazing food matrix that makes all the difference in the world. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. In this world of super processed foods, maybe the most important ingredient isn't whatever's been added in, but what hasn't been taken away. The fiber, the nutrients, the structure. So the real question for you is, what will you choose to keep in your food? If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe. And